Hey everybody, this is Lynn. Happy Monday. It is weigh-in Monday, and I'm super excited to share my results with you today. I had an actually good week, and yesterday we celebrated my husband's birthday. We had a really good time. My in-laws were visiting for the weekend, but then yesterday afternoon, my husband, myself, my youngest daughter, Shay, and her fiance, Colby, went up to Bellingham to do this puppy experience where it's one of these things where you're in a room full of puppies and you just get to play with them and hold them, and it's like puppy therapy. Of course, they're all up for adoption. My husband was so tempted. Of course, we were all tempted, but I'm not bringing another puppy into our world right now. We still have our dog Max. And my goal with dogs is that once our dogs are gone, that is going to free us up to do more travel. And I love our dogs. We had 3. We had a little pack. Gracie, the mama, Max and Ruby, her pups. We lost Ruby in 2019. And so we're down to just Max. And so he's 15. So once he's no longer with us, then hopefully that's going to free up more time for us to travel, and we don't have to worry about getting dog sitters. Our dogs are so spoiled. They are so used to being with us. They were never good being boarded. And we should have started at the very beginning, but we didn't. So we're living with the fact that our dogs are super attached to us, get high anxiety when boarded, and so we're going to just have to wait until he's no longer with us. And I'm hoping that's going to be a long time because we love him, and we're still kind of grieving the loss of Gracie. We got her Saturday morning. I got her ashes in a little box. I should have brought it with me. Hang on, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I got all my Gracie stuff. So anyway, so we got her ashes, and it's in this picture box. And I put this picture in because it was just a really good quality picture. She is sitting on a bag of potting soil. I was out gardening. This was taken 2020. And she was always with me wherever I went. But I had like 2 or 3 bags of potting soil that were stacked up on each other. And she just jumped up on it and chilled out there. And, so that's my little girl. She's in the box. And I have this on my nightstand because she was always sleeping next to me her whole life. So she's still there next to me. We got her fur. It says in loving memory. And this says best friends live forever in the memories we keep. And so here's her fur. And we got her little paw print. That's her little paw print. And I got a really nice card from the veterinary office. It says, faithful friends will always leave paw prints on your heart. And the whole staff signed it. So anyways, it was a really neat, it's always emotional. I remember when I picked up our little Ruby's remains, we picked up her remains and brought it home. I had no idea, that they actually did the fur and the paw print. And when I saw it for the first time, I burst into tears. It was so emotional, but I was prepared this time. So yeah, I got a little teary-eyed when I picked it up, especially, seeing her fur. And she was as soft as a bunny rabbit. All the vet techs always used to say, oh my gosh, she feels just like a little bunny rabbit because she's so soft. But anyways, so that was kind of emotional, but I'm really glad to have, that was like the closure, completion, finally getting her ashes back. And so that was Saturday. But anyways, I made it through the entire grieving process. I'm still kind of grieving, but so much better. But I made it through the entire process of her illness, sudden really bad news of the bladder cancer, needing to put her down, the main part of the grieving process without deviating at all from my eating plan. So I guess it just kind of shows that maybe I've come a long ways when it comes to my emotional eating. and I'm not looking to feed my emotions anymore with food. I think that having this YouTube channel really helps, because even though, I'm talking to you, and while I'm filming it, I'm talking to a camera, but I really feel that there's a connection, knowing that what I'm saying is going to be out there for people to listen to, and their comments mean a whole lot to me. So many of you have lost pets and have expressed condolences, and it's just helpful to know that you're not alone in whatever you're going through. And I hope that as I share about my journey through, navigating this carnivore diet, that you'll see that this is doable. If you need healing, it's a really good option that hopefully can bring you the healing. I can feel that my body is healing. And for me, it's slow. Sometimes I get a little discouraged, or I have got discouraged in the past, because I've heard about people who have these unbelievable transformations for a very short period of time. And I have to remind myself, each person's journey is individual. And it took me 55 years to get where I was at, and it's not going to be overnight. And some people it's faster, and other people it's slower. But I'm making steady progress, and that's the important thing, because I will get there. I went to church on Sunday, and I can't tell you how many people came up to me and said, "Wow, I've really noticed that you've lost weight." That feels so good. I'm finally at the point where people are noticing, and that just makes me feel more motivated and makes me feel like, yes, this is working and I need to continue. So overall, it was a good week. Today is my future son-in-law's birthday, so we're going to go out to eat, and of course I'm going to order a beautiful steak. Hopefully it'll sit well on my stomach. I hope that they use beef tallow or something. I will ask and make sure that they're not using seed oils to cook my steak in. And but my screen froze, so hopefully this will be a quick, easy transition. But anyways, we're going to a nice restaurant, so hopefully it'll be a good quality steak that we have tonight. Okay, so on with my results. Yay! So I broke through the 300-pound goal. Yay! I'm officially in the 200s. I'm so happy. I cannot believe it's been so long. It's been a long time since I've been in the 200s. When I hope, cross my fingers, that one of these days down the road, I'm going to be celebrating because I've broken down past the 200s into the 100s. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what that feels like anymore. It's been decades. So anyways, I am just taking one day at a time, but I am 298.6. Yay! I was 300.2 last week, and it was like this close, and I thought, oh my goodness, I just hope that this coming week will be the time when I break through, and I did. So yay for me. I'm so happy. Anyways, sorry, I know I'm a dork, but anyways, I'm really thrilled. I didn't do all my calculations that I usually do, so let me see if I can do them in my head. So I gained only 0.6 of my fat-free body weight. And again, that is the weight that is the good tissues. Or, it's the bone, the muscle, the fluids, and all of that. So I only gained 0.6. If I look at my muscle mass, I can see it went up 0.8. And my bone mass, yay, went up again by 0.2. So I gained, between muscle and bone, I gained a whole pound. So I'm so excited. I'm so happy. And my husband sent me an article this week. It was a clinical study where it looked to see what happens to your bone mass or your bones if you substitute plant proteins for animal proteins in your diet. And within 12 weeks, it showed negative changes in your bone mass, making your bone less healthy and more at risk for osteoporosis. I may do a next separate video just showing that study and showing my results and what I'm experiencing on the carnivore diet. I've gained 1.2 pounds of bone. And so that's fantastic because my mast cell activation syndrome puts me at higher risk for osteoporosis. So this tells me that that's healing that risk factor for me. So 1 pound of really good tissue. So somewhere in there, I lost fluid probably, because I only gained the 0.6 pounds of the fat-free body weight. So maybe I'm less inflamed. My hips feel better this week. So maybe I'm less inflamed and I've lost some water weight. But 0.4 pounds is okay. It's not that big of a deal. I find that I think my inflammation fluctuates, and so I think the water weight comes and goes. But anyways, so my total loss. Let me see if I can calculate this right. I had a weight loss, scale loss of 1.8. I can't add in my head. My goodness. 1.4. I hope that's right. I'll check it after I'm done. And if I made a mistake, I'll put a note down there. So 1.4. And then I also had the 0.6 of fat-free body weight gain. So that means my total fat loss was 2 pounds for the week. So it's really good. Fat loss is great. So I think that puts me at somewhere like 57 pounds of fat loss since I started this on May. I almost forgot to point out that my visceral fat went down this week. That was one of the key things I was wanting to point out. Last week, I actually mentioned that it had been several weeks, and I was noticing that there was several weeks in between dropping down one for the visceral fat, and I was just feeling like I was right on the edge of it. It happened this week. Yay! So I'm down to 25. So started at 30. The goal to get into the acceptable range is 15. So I have come a third of the way towards meeting that goal. Yes. I can't do math today for some reason. So I have 10 more to go. And I'm noticing it just takes like 3 or 4 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks before I drop down another pound. I just knew it was going to be this week though, because I could feel it. I feel some weird things happening on the inside, and it's really hard to describe, but I just can sense and feel that the abdominal fat changes, things inside my body change. Like maybe I can breathe more deeply because I'm a shallow breather, and I'm assuming it's because I've got too much visceral fat inside there. But I feel like I'm breathing maybe a little bit deeper. There's just changes, and I press on my abdominal fat. I kind of squeeze it and I tug on it, and I just kind of feel it just to get a feel for it, which is weird. I don't know if you guys do that or not, but I do that. Maybe it's because I'm a nurse, but anyways, it almost feels like my subcutaneous fat, which is, the fat that's outside of your organs, but just right under your skin. It feels like it's almost separating from my body. Like it just feels like it's kind of letting go. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but it's just a subtle change that I noticed, and it's just interesting that my visceral fat dropped as well. So I had a goal. Oh yeah, my goal from last week was to have more bowel movements this week because I wanted to see if I can have a bowel movement maybe every other day and drink more water. I accomplished both of those goals. I did drink more water, and I ended up having 4 bowel movements. So I think that meets the goal. So that's good. I'm happy. And I know I've had problems before with blood in my stool. I'm kind of thinking that the blood, the blood tinged mucus, it's not in my stool, but it comes with a bowel movement. maybe from constipation, and that is one of the myriad of things that can cause some blood in the stool. And I know I've had a lot of inflammation in my gut, so I did not see blood in my stool in 3 of the 4. I saw a tiny itty bitty little bit in one, but I am still waiting to hear back on scheduling a colonoscopy, so I will be doing that. Not looking forward to it, but it's the cleanse. The cleanse is the worst. And I mean, I've talked to hundreds, probably 1,000 patients who are freaking out about their colon cleanse when I was working as a GI nurse. And so I know how to do a cleanse, and I know how to adjust and modify the cleanse to make sure that it works really well, because the goal is a clean colon. And so you want to, it's not happy when you're cleaning it out, you're living in the bathroom, but such is life. But anyways, happy about everything. I may end up putting some pictures and some things, I haven't decided yet, but I may end up putting some pictures from our puppy experience. It was so fun. We had such a good time. And anyways, I'm hoping everyone's having a wonderful, wonderful day and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.
When you're smiling, the whole world, it smiles with you. When you're laughing, babe, when you're laughing, well, the sun comes shining through. But when you're crying, you bring on the rain. Stop that sighing, be happy again, keep on smiling, 'cause when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. Let's go for it. 'Cause when you're crying, you bring on the rain. Stop that sighing, be happy again, keep on smiling, 'cause when you're smiling,